One thing that is common to every competitive game and really to every multiplayer game is that there is always what we have come to refer to as the meta, which some describe as the acronym for the most efficient tactics available, which describes the best way to play the game to achieve the best results. Magic Chess is no exception to this, as within the game there is a meta surrounding commanders, go-go cards, synergy combinations, and heroes. There's even a meta around which items are good and which items are not. Of course, you're not required to take a course on the meta of the game in order to have fun or even rank up in the game, but like every activity that pits players against other players, the higher up you go, the more you need to gravitate towards the best possible strategy to ensure you can come out on top against other people doing the same. And so in this video, I will be studying the top players on the MCGG leaderboard, specifically trying to analyze any common pattern in their gameplay from their histories and, where possible, using real-time gameplay to corroborate the points mentioned here in an attempt to gain a deeper understanding of the current meta state of the game. I think this should be a fun video. Don't forget to leave a like and comment on what you think of the state of the game right now and any observation that I might have missed. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Top players love 4 gold heroes. This is something I used to tell a friend of mine who used to argue with me that the 4 gold and 5 gold heroes in the game were too powerful, as he was someone who played 1 to 3 gold hyper carries and prided himself on getting a full board, usually a maximum of 7 heroes, all 1 to 3 gold rarity to 3 star in a game. And my response to him would be, imagine doing all this to lose to a single 3-star gourd. This was in season 2. So the strength of 4 gold heroes has always been known to me, but the top players take this to a whole new level with the way they use it, with every game featuring multiple 4 gold 3 stars across different synergies. Although, as you will see in the next post, even the synergies from which these 4 gold heroes are chosen are a select few. Also, you might be wondering why 4 gold heroes in particular, since if the strength of heroes in the game progressively increases with rarity, that would mean that 5 gold heroes are the pinnacle of strength in the game, which is very true. As someone who has been spamming Dairoth and getting multiple 3-star 5 gold heroes in multiple games, I can attest to the fact that these heroes are on a whole other level to even 4 gold heroes. But this is in legend to low mythic rank and happens very rarely in the higher mythical glory ranks, for reasons I will explain soon. Number 2. Top players mostly play at commander level 9. This is a kind of continuation to the previous point on 4 gold heroes. At level 9, there is a 30% spawn chance for 4 gold heroes. Not the absolute highest spawn chance, but it is the most economical, and that partly ties into the reason why they prefer 4 gold heroes to 5 gold heroes. The first question to answer is, why level 9 and not 10 if the plan is to get 4 gold heroes to 3-star? Based on my understanding, this has to do with 2 things. The marginal increase in spawn chance resulting from upgrading to level 10, and the cost of doing so. It costs 74 gold to go from level 9 to level 10, and the spawn chance for 4 gold heroes increases from 30 to 35%. As you can see, 74 gold for a 5% increase in spawn chance is very inefficient, and as such, this upgrade is usually reserved for if the plan is to get 5 gold heroes and not 4 gold heroes. As this 74 gold price increases the spawn chance from 12% to 25% for 5 gold heroes, almost doubling the chance, and is essential for getting 5 gold heroes to 3-star. Because of this, pretty much all top players peak at commander level 9 and only upgrade to 10 on rare occasions, with their final lineups consisting mainly of 3-star 4 gold heroes, while their 5 gold heroes will be 2-star at best. Admittedly, a strategy like this is good even against a player trying to get 5 gold heroes to 3-star, as with 3 copies of the 5 gold hero on their side, nobody else can get that hero to 3-star due to the fact that there are only 9 copies of each 5 gold hero. As such, a strategy like this works both as an offensive strategy, where they get their core 4 gold hero to 3-star, and a defensive strategy where they restrict other players from getting 5 gold heroes to 3-star. Now this is looking at it from the perspective of the final lineup, but you don't just spawn in a game at commander level 9, so how do they play before this point? Well, for the most part, from what I can gather, they rarely, if ever, refresh the shop until commander level 9. Now it's not like they play with an empty board or don't upgrade heroes until this point, but for the most part, any heroes on the board are temporary if it is not part of the ultimate goal, something they call transition lineups or something like that. Playing like this can be very scary for most players who worry that their lineups will be too weak and or those that worry when they see their HP dropping. There are some other things that support this playstyle from the background. Number 3. Top players always use the same type of commander and by extension the same type of go-go cards. When I say the same type of commander, I mean a commander that does essentially the same thing. And in this case, I'm referring to gold type commanders and by extension, gold type go-go cards. Take a look at the current meta commanders. You have Lancelot, Popol and Koopa, Guinevere, Nana, Fanny, among others. The ones I listed are the ones that stand out the most, and they all have the same thing in common, which is that they support the economy in one way or the other. Lancelot gives bonus gold that now becomes more efficient than saving interest from stage 2 upwards. And one of my favorite aspects of using him ever since ML Chess is that with him you don't have to bother saving 20 gold to get interest, you get the bonus gold constantly, which increases your spending power and spending flexibility. Popol and Koopa, when his traps are positioned properly, can serve as a consistent source of gold that greatly supports rapidly upgrading the commander level. The same thing applies with Guinevere. Nana shines in that she helps you rapidly build up your gold to interest levels from round 1. And Fanny also gives some gold, but more importantly, that extra hero slot helps with early game snowball, mid game stability, and late game dominance. I could go on and on with similar commanders in the meta like Cho or Layla or the unusual Zilong, but you get the idea now with commanders. And for go-go cards, it's always the same. Cards like Vault Upgrade, Payday, and the unlimited expansions for gold, and cards like Full Throttle, Strategizing, and the Technological Revolutions for XP are staple picks in every game. Anywhere you see a non-gold or EXP card, just note that the game decided to nerf them a little, or the pick buffs the lineup directly, something I'll touch on more later when I get to that. Everything ties into the same strategy. Get to level 9 as quickly as possible and with as much HP as possible, and refresh the shop as much as possible to get as many 4 gold heroes to 3 star. Now the question is, which 4 gold heroes and which synergies do they like to use? This question can only be answered from season to season, as the synergies in the game are changed every season. But you will find that the first 3 points I have mentioned in this video are things that have been in the game since the beginning of Magic Chess. It is the same in many other auto battlers and will remain the same forever because it is undoubtedly the best possible game design, and the top players are simply taking advantage of that. Number 4. Top players play the same lineups over and over and over again. Like I said before, the lineup varies greatly from season to season, but for the current season, these are the go-to lineups for the top players. Starwing, Stargazer, Metro Zero and anything, typically Stargazer, Marksman, Doomsworn, or an absolute mixed match of synergies with as many high-cost heroes as possible, and Swordsman as an occasional dark horse. These 3 lineups, particularly the first 2, make up the majority of the top 10 players, and of course there are some random lineups, but for the most part they play the same thing over and over again. Personally, I would get tired of doing that, but that's why I'm not a top player, I guess. And if you look closely at each game, you will see the same things in common with the top 4 players. Same pattern of gold or EXP cards, and same pattern of commanders with some dark horses here and there. I mentioned earlier that sometimes you won't see gold or EXP cards, but some specific buff cards. The Solid Alliances are examples of that, as they directly buff the Metro Zero synergy. The Magic Immersions are another example that are good for Stargazer, or any synergy really. The premium clients, the glittering jewels, and adequate stock give free shop refreshes and occasional synergy cards or equipment cards. Of course, knowing all this is just one step towards improving your play, and there's some things that can only be obtained through experience, which brings me to my next and final point. Number 5. Top players play a lot, and I mean a lot. This is something I recently discovered while making this video, but damn, these guys play a lot. I understand that many of them are streamers and or other forms of competitive players who play for reasons besides casual play, but you have to appreciate how much they play. Some people might claim multiple people share one account or something like that, but even if we grant that that is the case, each person will still have to play a lot. And come on, if you have the skill to sustain a top global account, at that point just play on your own. For this season, I initially tried to play 5 games a day for consistency purposes, and I've been feeling how difficult that is to maintain consistently, and I'm currently on break from school. A schedule like this would be near impossible to keep up with while I'm fighting for my life in the Faculty of Pharmacy. So you just have to respect these people who have on average 20 games a day, with some accounts going into 35 to 40 games per day. But with that amount of experience behind them, it's no wonder they are able to understand the nuances of playing this relatively simple strategy of pick gold or EXP commander, prioritize gold or EXP cards, reach level 9 quickly, and build 3-star 4 gold heroes from a particular meta lineup. And with that over-summarized version of this strategy, we have come to the end of this video. What do you think of my analysis of the top global players? Are you a top global player willing to share 1 or 2 trade secrets? Are you like me who cannot do this to save himself and would much rather explore all lineups and combinations in custom and play hyper casually? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Magic Chess content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.